Welcome back to Crypto's Key Conversation. I had a moment today while I was at work, kind of had a little bit of downtime, and I was kind of thinking about my portfolio and kind of like my plans for my boys and I, and my future and what it holds, and got me thinking a little bit about the community and how yesterday or our past video we were talking about, the ebbs and flows of the market and, the negativity and FUD campaigns and stuff that come out and just all the shady stuff that happens. And then it ignites of a massive uproar of emotions, and people start, dumping their bags and selling at massive losses, doing all the things that I'm sure all of us done in this space. I just had that moment, and it all kind of came to me in a matter of 5 minutes. And it was around the time when BCB Backer had put out this tweet. He sent this, and it kind of it kind of threw me for a loop, because the way I was feeling at that moment, I was kind of down and oh man, I can't wait for things to kind of turn around, and for us to finally get our W and our victory. And BC Backer puts this out and says, "I believe the Bears are going to get left behind in epic fashion." So he had released 2 videos today, and one of them, I think this one that he's talking about here with the Bears being left behind in epic fashion, was about 30 something minutes long, and I listened to it all, and he was playing some previous videos where he pretty much, in a sense, based on his TA, predicted kind of what's happening. And you have the Bears talking about 12K this, 12K that, and just a lot of negativity. Oh, we're going down, and which it's all a possibility, but based on what he's saying and what he's showing, it just kind of brought me back around. Okay, hey, bro, you have moments just like the rest of them, but hey, you gotta, like I said yesterday, you gotta zoom out. And it was just like that. It was within 5 minutes, I was okay, it's all good. It's a matter of when, not if. Sometimes I even got to remind myself about that. We have a lot of positive moving forward, and I'm going to cover some of the positives here in this video. So let's move on here. We're going to start with this one from JD. It's responding to Coinbase's post that says, "Fun fact, as of today, over 1 million verified Coinbase users now hold USDC. Trust is in the numbers." So coming up here, JD says, "The damage to XRP adoptions in the United States is very significant. As you can see, Coinbase supported and promoted 2 tokens for cross-border payments, USDC and XRP." So coming down here, he highlighted it and circled it, right? He continues, "Because the SEC was claiming XRP was a security, including secondary market sales, independent of Ripple, and Coinbase needed the SEC's approval to go public and issue an IPO, Coinbase felt compelled to suspend delist XRP from its platform. Once XRP was delisted or suspended from the platform, USDC became the primary promoted token for use moving money internationally. Without the lawsuit, there's no reason Coinbase wouldn't be saying today that it has over 1 million users holding XRP." And this is just one, I guess you could say, one factor or one example of the true devastation that's hit, the XRPL, digital asset XRP, and the company Ripple, and the XRP army. This is just one, and this is a massive one. So obviously, being in an almost 3-year lawsuit, we have to kind of pick up the pieces, if you will, and kind of see how things pan out in this next bull cycle when it comes to speculation, of course, utility use case, and just growth in the market in general, whether that's capital coming into Bitcoin and trickling down into the rest of digital assets, typically how it goes. But yeah, it's just a waiting game. But it's just shameful that we had to endure what we had to endure. And this is going to come full circle when I end the video with the last few tabs that I have here. DAI says, "So Ripple gets sued by the SEC. Who benefited? Stellar got the MoneyGram deal Ripple had. Bitcoin and Ethereum got 3 years of fake legal clarity, market share. Circle got cross-border USDC users on Coinbase. It was sharing with XRP. USDC runs on Stellar.org. Interesting. So you can see where DAI is going here. It all stems back, at least from the facts we have here. There's a connection here to hashtag, ETHgate. If you really look into ETHgate, that thing has its tentacles or web, however you want to say it. That rabbit hole is deep. And as much as we've been digging and searching and finding things and spreading the information out there, the facts that are undisputed, there's still no investigation open. But they're, the SEC and other government entities and powerful political entities, or whatever, however you want to say it, they're quick to go after other players, but they won't even acknowledge the hashtag ETHgate. Not even just hashtag ETHgate, but just go back even to Ethereum ICO, disguised wells. Obviously, that's a big part of it. But yeah, it won't even be acknowledged, and it's been surfaced on, now X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, all the other social media platforms. It's out there. It's just shameful, man. It's crazy. Not to say that, hey, I'm hating on Ethereum or anything. I hodl some Ethereum, so I don't want it to fail, but we want to level the playing field, and we want to make sure there's justice to some degree, right, and fairness in this space. It's crazy. Remember that almost 3 year battle, okay? Because it's gonna come full circle. Mr. Huber, formerly known as Stefan Huber, is responding to Watch a Guru when they said, just in, JP Morgan Chase is developing a blockchain-based digital deposit token to speed up cross-border payments. Mr. Huber says Quorum didn't work. What is this? Onyx didn't play out. So now the next try, JP Morgan will take the Ripple case to the Supreme Court. And Tipsy Tiger's responding to the same post there, and it says, correction. And it's saying, correction, Watcher Guru. It says, correction, JP Morgan, who co-founded Ethereum, used the SEC to back Ripple and XRP into a corner for 2.5 years while it worked on a blockchain for cross-border payments. Jamie said, quote, a special thank you to Joe Lubin, Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton, Valerie Shapinik, and Vitalik Buterin. That emoji at the end is literally, that's literally how I feel. It's like, wow, this is crazy, man. Straight shame. I am curious, and I know I say this a lot in my videos and on the show here, is I wonder if we are really going to know, if there's going to be an investigation to whatever, to some degree, on some form or fashion on this whole hashtag ETHgate, but like, will we know more than we already know? Or is it going to be swept under the rug or sealed to where the public will never know? It really gets me thinking, and I am going to bring up again, whoever creates a documentary that, you can even cover it from, late 2017 till now, just that time frame, and they cover hashtag ETHgate, the FTX is the Terra Luna Do Kwon and all of that, and they literally just, edit it, piece it together, put the, influencers that are, reliable, credible, and, give, people's history in there, throw in the master narrative if you want, however you want. But I think that will go down in the history books, and that will be something I think that will be played at the collegiate level, because obviously we already know that blockchain's getting into the colleges, right? Imagine if a sick documentary came out telling the truth, right? To the best of its ability. Obviously, we don't know all the ins and outs and all the facts. Obviously, some things are going to be swept under the rug, like I said. But thinking about it, man, it makes me excited. I would love to watch it. That's something that I would purchase. Kind of, man, I don't know. It gets me going. I can talk all day about that. Continuing on, Weezy X says, Ripple increases XRPL transactions per second from 1,500 to 3,400. And this is something that we're going to keep seeing, man. There's still building. Obviously, now you got XRP status not being a security. You have more eyes on the XRPL, especially when it comes to speed. It's, as you could say, its scalability and its potential for growth. You have, more builders coming in building. Then you build out the ecosystem kind of like how Ethereum has theirs, right? It has this massive, all these dApps and projects being built on that ecosystem. What do you think is going to happen to XRPL? And then what is, I guess you could say, the lubrication in the XRP, right? What do you think is going to happen? Ripple's still continuing to build partnerships and scale and expand globally. It's already written. It's written already. The writing's on the wall. It's showtime soon. Why did I just do that? Alex Cobb had put this on. I thought it hit stuff on the head. When it happens, it will happen like this. And this this can be anything from 5-minute chart, or a 15-minute, 30-minute, a day. Who knows? There is going to be a skyrocket at some point. Yeah, it doesn't mean that there is going to be some massive pullback or a pullback. but this is what it's going to look like. And TA guys, especially like BCB Backer and them, they kind of show like how it happens fast. And when it happens, it's in a span of like what, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the case is. And that's even talking about the ups and the downs. But when it has its run, meaning XRP, this is kind of what it looks like. So you go all this time, right? Since late 2017 for me, you go all this time, right? You miss the pump in 2018 because you don't know any better, right? And then obviously we go through, then 2020 hits, we get the lawsuit, and then you got the Rona, you got all these other things that happen, right? Then we're not a part of the last bull cycle. So you go all this time, right? And you're just like, oh man, this is dumb. XRP's not doing anything. Sell, right? Right when that happens, things tend to happen for a lot of people. And there's a lot of, testimony out there of people doing this. And I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm telling you that right now. When it comes to, this portion of my portfolio, when it comes to XRP, I'm going to patiently wait. I have my target. I'm going to stick to my investment strategy and my profit taking strategy. And it is what it is. Hey, if it doesn't get hit, it's not my time. That's really the way I'm viewing it. I'm not basing my life off of my investments within the crypto space. Work my job, take care of my kids, take care of my bills, live my life, grow my life, and scale my life in this regard. And anything that happens in the crypto space, this is my philosophy, and this is my approach to this market at this point. Remember, this is a lot of trial and error. I was never like this early on. I made all the same mistakes, had all the same emotions. But now it's to the point to where this is really seen as, hey, this is a bonus in my life. Take it how you want it. You can discard what you don't like and keep what you do like. I have a lot of experience in this space, and this is a real thing Alex Cobb has putting up here. It's just a matter of when this thing actually takes off like that. Riz XRP put this up. It says, Bitcoin not cleared by a federal judge as a matter of law. XRP is. Listen into this. This is David Schwartz talking.
After a nearly 3-year battle with the SEC and the worst Christmas ever, the federal court in the United States has ruled that as a matter of law, XRP in and of itself is not a security. Yeah, that one, you can applaud all you want for that one. Other than Bitcoin, XRP is now the only digital asset with regulatory clarity in the United States. Yeah, I'd apply for that one too.
I don't know about y'all, but I just love the way he's just standing there and moving. It made me laugh a little bit. You gotta love to hear this stuff, though. I mean, that's something to be excited about. And remember, it's gonna come full circle. Remember about almost 3 years and all the shady stuff that's been happening to Ripple and the digital asset XRP and the XRP community, right? There are no coincidences when it comes to this. We have facts that are undisputed. There's a timeline. We even expanded on that timeline, and there's more dots that's been connected. It's all going to come full circle, and it's right here. This is one of the parts right here. It says, the case for deserving a proper party. Remember, the proper party is happening, and the DAI splices this video together, and it literally shows what we've been through. Just, not even just as a crypto community, but in particular, and more specifically, the XRP army. In the XRP community. Listen into this. Obviously, we've seen this video before, but there's some edits in here.
And they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along, the powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say, it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden, it's too big to get in there. They're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
Another thing they do, they adopt the technology. I think
no, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's
after the press planning. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh God, this thing's happening.
You mentioned Jamie.
That's just a good example. I mean, if I'm coming over here, and I should have did it throughout the video. Let me see if I can capture it. So you're talking about Jamie Dimon mocks crypto and says it's a pet rock. We knew that they were accumulating, right? They're doing what they got to do. They're FUD campaigns. So people dump and they sell and they can buy at cheaper prices and get a bigger slice of the pie. Then you have investors sue Ripple alleging XRP as security, right? Then you have FinCEN fines Ripple Labs for Bank Secrecy Act violations. And you continue on. Let's see what else. Ripple's Chris Larson, meet the richest person in cryptocurrency, right? Galaxy Novogratz, and that's Mr. Dime Sedonis. XRP will underperform immensely again this year. And then you have Ripple slapped with the class action lawsuit, never-ending ICO. And then you have SEC charges Ripple and 2 executives with conducting $1.3 billion unregistered securities offering. There's a lot. XRP coin surges after judge delivers a huge win to Ripple in SEC case, right? And that's why JP Morgan's exploring blockchain-based deposit token for payments, settlements. If approved by regulators, token could speed up transactions. Effort would mark expansion of JP Morgan's blockchain push. The proper party. It's well earned. It's well deserved. We've been through the ringer. We've been through the fire, and we're not completely out of the fire yet. You know, we're slowly getting our way out of there. When we're really out of the fire is when we all can really take a deep breath and we can see something like this, in my opinion. There's still a lot of emotions out there. There's still a lot of FUD. There's still a lot of shady stuff happening. When we see this and we start reaping our reward for our valiant effort and our valiant fight, that's when we're out of the fire, in my opinion. And then you got stuff like this. You got Mexican billionaire Ricardo has upped his Bitcoin position. Stuff like this always kind of makes me weary, and it makes me think like, okay, these billionaires, they're just not out there to tell everybody what they're doing. Like, okay, why are these billionaires and these, one percenters, if you will, why are they speaking all this stuff? Are they, trying to set up a little bit of excitement so we can get, another dump coming so they can accumulate more? That's kind of how my brain thinks when I see this stuff. But this is merely interesting. We all know there isn't enough Bitcoin out, within crypto in general, outside of the stuff that's already lost. All the millionaires can't even have one, and that's not even including the billionaires. So it's like we know that when it comes just to Bitcoin in general, the scarcity factor is massive. But that's for even XRP and the likes of Ethereum. Like we know what crypto is, and we know that they've been accumulating, trying to get bigger slices of the pie and accumulate as much as they possibly can. They throw out their negativity and their FUD, so us small sheep get herded into a corner and dump our bags so they can collect them. All this stuff just makes me weary when I see this stuff. But hey, it's a positive thing too. It depends on how you look at it. We're currently sitting at a $1.09 trillion market cap. Bitcoin Fear Greed Index sitting at a 46. I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys have a good night. Make sure you come to the Crypto's Key Conversation YouTube channel. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter or X at Crypto's Key 1. I really appreciate your support out there. With all that being said, stay strong out there and be safe.